I'm with my good friend Rani, guide here at Nazareth Village, and I think you're going to unfold a mystery here about wheats and tares for us.
Yeah, and I got a small question for you, just for you to guess about the whole thing. What do you think is this?
It's
confusing. Are you confused?
It's a wheat.
Nope, it's not.
No? You're kidding.
No, I'm not kidding. This is a tare.
And, it looks like a young wheat.
Yeah.
Wow.
But that's a tare, as a matter of fact.
Well, I guess that's part of the parable, eh?
Yeah. They look alike, right?
Yeah. So they literally, both the wheat and the tare would look like this for a period of time.
Yes, and it's impossible to tell till you get to the season itself.
No. I can't. I grew up in farm country. That looks like baby wheat.
It's actually a baby tare.
A baby tare.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, when do you tell the difference?
Well, once the season gets closer towards the spring, and you start tell the difference because the whole thing gets mature, the wheat and the tares. And once you get to the season itself, May and June, you'll see a tare and you see a wheat.
Okay. That is amazing. Look, that one would go this way and one would go this way.
Yeah. Look, by the way, at the difference in here. Look at the tare that I'm holding in here in my hand. You can see that it's kind of straight.
Yeah.
It's kind of light. Got small, tiny black seeds in the middle. By the way, if you eat these seeds by mistake in these tares, you can get kind of dizzy and nausea.
Really?
It's not good. So this is about the tare.
Feels very flat.
Yeah. And of course, and you can tell here the difference if you look at the wheat.
Yeah.
Look at the wheat itself. The stalk itself is full of the grains.
Yeah,
the fruit itself.
Very full head of grain.
Because of the heaviness of the stalk itself for the grains, you can tell even in the wind, when it's blowing the wind in the afternoon, it's come like bending down. It's like it's bowing. It points about humility also. And it's rich on nourishment and the fruit itself.
That's a great analogy. I like that. This is empty, and yet it's still almost like
it's
straight
up.
Yeah,
yeah.
And this is so full of fruit, and yet it's bending. It's it's a humility to it.
Yeah.
Very good. Wow. Well, where is that? This tare. Now, when an enemy sows, like the parable says, when an enemy comes in and sows this.
The weeds?
The weeds into the field.
Yeah.
Why would they do that?
Well, notice one thing, actually.
First I just realized that they've got to do it at a time when you don't suspect it.
Yeah.
It's like this. They have to hit the sowing time, otherwise you would know.
Absolutely. And that one makes it actually hard for the farmer himself, because it'd be too late to remove the whole thing. So if they do this, that's a matter of that's an offensive thing. That's like an attack on the farmer. That's actually considered like an insult for the farmer. What are you doing to my farm? What are you doing to my property? You messed up the whole thing. You ruined the crop. You ruined the field.
Yeah, you would. There's no time to go back and replant.
It would be too late.
Too late. By the time you could tell the difference.
Absolutely.
Or by the time you would know.
Yeah.
Wow. So, this is cut. But they cut when you can really tell the difference, when it's time to harvest.
In harvest time, May and June.
But I was thinking, if they're growing together, like the parable says, they'd be growing together, boy, you go to harvest and you better be really good with your sickle, because you could just, even though you would cut that down with tares, it's such an obvious difference.
Absolutely.
That you could pull the wheat out of whatever you cut with the tare. But you mentioned something just a little bit ago about, tell me, you mentioned about the roots. What did you say about the roots?
When they grow along each other, actually alongside each other in the farm itself, they share the same root. It's the same field.
So
they probably share in the same row
in
the field itself.
So if you tried to pull them out earlier, even though you may have grabbed the right thing, you could rip the roots of the other one out.
Absolutely. Yeah, that would happen.
All right, so we've got a full head. This was the Shabbat snack, right?
Oh yeah, that's
Jesus and his disciples.
Disciples.
Yeah.
That's a good snack, though.
Yeah, and I like what you said about humility, about the fullness of the head.
When it's heavy, full of fruit.
So we cut it.
Yeah.
Now where do we go after we've cut it?
First of all, you got to make sure one thing. Get the tares out of there, out of
Yeah.
the field. Bind them up in big pile. Put them on the side in the field. Burn them up. You off with the tares. And then you come to the real thing, which is full of the fruit. What you need, you have to take it in big piles and get it to a threshing floor.
Is this the real deal?
Yeah.
I mean, we are sitting on
On the edge of the threshing floor.
a threshing floor, like the time of Jesus.
Yeah.
Could you walk us through what happens to this on this floor?
Oh, go ahead, Gary. Let's go and check it out. So we get into the threshing floor,
Huh?
and the farmers, when they get the pile of the wheat, usually put it in the center of the threshing floor, and the wheat will be picked up and spread in a circle around this floor.
It's a big threshing floor. Are they always this size?
Yeah, the threshing floor depends on the size of the farm itself these days. Let me show you in here what they use first. First of all, you pick up a threshing board like this. Can you help me up
Sure.
with here, Gary? Yep. Easy, slowly, slowly.
This is a, what do you call this?
This is a threshing board, and this board underneath it, the face would hit the surface on the wheat. Got a sharp little stones. You can see them here.
Yeah, I
Black
see
ones.
all of
This is
these.
basalt rock, basalt stones, volcanic
That's a
rock.
native rock to here, right?
Yes, it's sharp little stones, and
So
this
you-
side will be on the wheat, on the floor, on the wheat itself. So do this in the right way. When an animal pulls this, you have your kids on the other side for weight.
I bet they like that.
That's a lot of fun, actually.
Wow.
So the first part, the animal pulls the threshing floor, and the wheat to do the grinding part,
Right.
the threshing.
So you have all those little stones are doing this to the
They
cut
do the
wheat,
friction
and the
for
kids
the
are
grinding.
the kids are riding here to give weight.
It's like a first century surfing, you know, it's a lot of fun. Let me show you what happens in the hand. I have a wheat in here. What happens is the friction.
Hey, here, give you this one too.
Sure. The friction on the hand is what I'm doing, like what happens with
that's-
the board.
The rocks are doing.
Have a look what's happening in here. We've done the
it's-
separation part. We get
Yeah.
the chaff, we get the grains.
Yeah,
Now you come to late afternoon, you wait for the breeze. The wind blows up in the field.
yeah,
And what happens, you pick up after that a winnowing fork like this
yeah.
to winnow everything and up in the air. So up in the air, what happens, the breeze blows up the chaff, falls on the ground,
There's your
the grains.
grain.
And here's our grains.
Wow.
And then everything is get collected and gets sifted on the side to be filled in the bags.
So you take this grain, you take it home, you grind it, and you make bread.
Yep, absolutely.
Wow. The bread of life. Thanks.
Welcome. Take these.
I'd love to come back here when you're doing this.
Yeah,
Well,
be a
do
lot
you-
of fun.
Do you do this, I mean, in season right
Yes,
here
it gets
in the village?
It gets practical. It's a working threshing floor and harvest time in May and June.
With these tools?
With these tools, everything is active in here.
Wow.
A living thing.
Okay, thank you, Ronnie.
You're welcome,
Thank you
Gary.
so much.
You're welcome, my friend.
All right.